So let's make a quick round-trip demo. Here you see the wonderful password we have created for our demo system. And here you see the details. We have the SAP-Demo account, a couple of users. We use dispatcher for dispatching, and admin will be our mobile guy. So let's start. Here there's the quick test system that we have put together. You see we have entry keys and calendars and stuff. What have we done to create the environment? First of all, we have created some master data. So there is, for instance, the customer that we will do some service for, which is Dell Bond Industry. The customer has a gas station in Houston. There's a contact person, some details, and especially skills. There is this requirement that a service guy needs to be able to talk English, and it would be nice if the service guy has seen Dell Bond Industries before, so gray is optional. We also have created some equipments for this customer, so there is a gas station at this gas station where we have a floor plan, for instance, available. There are already 2 gas pumps installed. Yeah, so we can have a look at the gas station itself and at the 2 equipments which are there already. So that's some master data. Most important, of course, is information about the service people. So here we have John Smith, for instance, our service guy for later. He has a nice picture, some contact details, and he has skills. For instance, he has seen Dell Bond, he can do fuel pump maintenance. He can speak English, so he's a quite good guy. All our employees also are available on the map, yeah, because they have addresses and are geocoded and are placed around the US. Also very important is the part about knowledge management, where we normally capture checklists, manuals, instructions, all kinds of documents. And for our example here, we have a fuel pump installation document, which is having some overall details about the customer and the address and the contact person, giving some EHS infos for the guy, yeah, not to come into trouble, yeah, how to do the actual installation, and some completion information, which is recorded and expected from him, including the signature. So that's more or less, these are the basics. So great, let's create a new service request as we have described before. This is for Dell Bond Industries. This is for the petrol station, the gas station, yeah, because this is where we need to have a new pump. So subject would be a new pump number 3 installation, for instance. So this is due to a customer order with the number something. So this is an installation. It has medium priority. It should be done in the course of tomorrow. So we will give it a due date of tomorrow, 1st of August. Fine. We see skills which are inherited from the equipment to be installed and from the customer to be served. That's great. And to be successful, this guy also should has a gas pump. Quantity 1 already was delivered from the warehouse to the customer site. It has already arrived, yeah, so it arrived today. So basically he is safe to install, yeah, because the necessary equipment already is on site. Yeah, that's all great. So let's complete this and let's have a look what we can do with this service order. Yeah, so first of all, we see we now have a new installation to be done for Dell Bond, a new pump to be installed. We can look at the time frame on the dispatch board, so either rest of today or tomorrow. We can have a look at the map. So let's do a refresh here, because now we also should see the place of the service order, which is in this time frame here. So probably we need to go 1 day back to 31st, and here we see something has happened. Yeah, there are now our 2 service orders in Houston. Yeah, and here there is the new one we just have created. So already we can see this is close to John. Yeah, so not to the others. So John could be a good idea from a proximity point of view. Let's look at the skills by looking for matching technicians. Yeah, and we see John Smith is fully available and he has all the required skills, so he's just a good idea. Yeah, and so we can say, wonderful. Yeah, let's just assign this activity to him, which would assign it right now, but right now he already is out of duty, so let's rather move it to tomorrow, so he has something nice to do tomorrow. That's great. So we have finalized our planning. Next step would be to release this assignment. But before we are doing this, we make some edits. First of all, we say he also will have some travel time, so this should look nicer in his calendar. So we save this. We see there's also the reminder for the dispatcher. Make sure equipment has already arrived on site. Yes, it has already arrived on site. So that's all cool. And we see we also can attach some checklists to this service order. And here there's the fuel pump installation protocol, which is the protocol to be completed. It's mandatory, we say, so the service technician cannot complete the service order without having completed the checklist. That's useful. So now we have done everything which is necessary, so we can select this and say we release it to the technician. So he has now something to do, based on our decision that he is a guy, based on a proximity consideration and a skill and a capacity consideration. You see the color now has changed to green, which means the dispatcher is fine. So let's move over to the mobile guy. So this was the calendar of John so far. Nothing to do for the 1st of August. So let's do a quick synchronization because he has now some new work to do. And he already sees there's the assignment. I need to go to this gas station so he can inspect the details. There's a checklist he needs to be completed. There's the contract person, Maria Braun. That's nice. This is something about this gas station. At this gas station, which also has an address. So it's in Houston. We need to install something. So to have some details, there's also a floor plan of the gas station. So this guy can get some orientation, where to go, where to install the additional pump. That's nice. There is some material reserved for him, which is a pump, which he can use later. So that's all cool. So looks nice. Therefore, first of all, he can accept this. And he gets some information. You are now responsible. So let's assume it's the next day. So John would start to travel to the site. In order to do some nice travel, he could go to his home screen and start the navigation ad. You see that my travel distance is a bit prohibitive, but for John, it just would be fine. So very quickly, when he is in his work order, he now can say, I have arrived and I have finished my travel. So he just clicks on the work status. Yes, I now do some work. I take care. I can record my travel. So I did some travel. That's nice. So actually it will be a bit longer than this. But we are very quick here in our demo. So let's save this effort. Let's say it's chargeable, and we have moved from traveling to working. So in order to support our work, we have this wonderful checklist. So we see it's at the petrol station, everything is fine. Let's go to the next page. There's a general indication of risk. There's this kind of danger and that kind of danger. So we acknowledged that we have seen all the EHS hints and tips. Yes, there's some damage, which would be a bad idea for the equipment that we need to install. So yes, we have checked the equipment. It's great. It's ready to be installed. So the actual installation, is the location perfect for the new pump? Yes, I checked this. Location is wonderful. Let's first mount and connect the pipes. Yes, I've done this according to the specifications. Pump is connected. Let's make sure that is also electrically connected and there's a hazard of high voltage. Yes, I've done this and have been very carefully. So also the electrical connection is just great. And let's go to the next step. So now I need to put in the serial number of my pump. It has a very nice number, which is 1012, whatever, my number. In order to make my life easier, I also could say I just make a photo of the serial number. And let's add a photo for this. And here you see my nice serial number. So that's actually the right number of the pump. So let's use this photo. That's all wonderful. I could do some edit, yeah, and say, by the way, it's really here where you see the serial number, just to be sure. So let's save this. Any comments? Everything is fine. Pump is installed. Almost. So let's correct this. Wonderful. Is there any follow-up required? No, everything is great. You see here we have some conditional visibilities. As there's no follow-up required, we don't need to provide these details. Finally, I, John Smith, need to provide my signature that everything is correct. So John Smith is signing, giving his initials, and basically we are done, yeah, with both the installation and with the documentation of the installation. So I can finish, I can complete this whole checklist. Something is still missing, the explanation, so I can jump. Install, whoop. Oh, which equipment have I installed? Actually, I have installed a pump. Yeah? So here I need to make a selection from my warehouse. Pump was installed. So now I can finish my checklist because I have provided all the necessary information. Wonderful. What else do I need to do? I could, for instance, record expenses. Yeah, let's say for small parts, I have used something like 50 US dollars, and this is chargeable to the customer. I could add other efforts, like there also was some mileage. So I traveled from Houston to San Felipe petrol station, and this was something like 50 miles, yeah, and also this is chargeable to the customer, just as an example. Of course, finally, I now need to complete my whole work order, and I will do this by using the checkout. And the checkout is first asking me, okay, you now have finished your effort. What is this? This was not a standard service. This was some installation service for the customer. Yes, let's say we just have used 5 minutes for this. We have been very, very quick. So let's save this. Customer will be very happy. And we now see this is what we can present to the customer. One expense, one effort rounded up, one mileage, one checklist which was completed. The customer can look at all the details of this to say, yes, I'm happy with the service I have received. Let's preview the report, which we will create from all of this. Yeah, to be able to do this, we do a quick synchronization with the server so that we and the server have the latest information. And then a service checkout, including checkout report, including all the checklists that we have completed, will be presented to the customer. Yeah, so here there's a report created from all your details and my details. So by Gas Pump Incorporated, service order number 17 for Dell Bond. I was John Smith, Maria Braun, my contact person, pump number 3. So you see there was some travel, some inflation service, some expenses, some mileages, my signature, the order number, and actually the checklist of the installation, blah, 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 Maria Braun, EHS infos, yes, they were acknowledged, the installation and connection, equipment was checked, location is fine, was mounted and connected, and finally also electrically connected. Here there's a picture of the serial number itself, everything is fine, no follow-up, and my signature. Customer is happy, it says, wow, I'm happy to confirm this. So Mrs. Maria Braun is confirming this. You see there's also her email recorded. So immediately when I say save and everything is fine, a copy of this checkout report also will be sent with her signature to Mrs. Braun, that she has this confirmation as well. So yes, I confirm everything is fine. So you see, and with the checkout, also service order now is closed. The checkout also is attached to the service order itself. And let's make sure that also the server is fine by doing a last synchronization. Should be very quick. Wonderful, Net Promoter Score was updated, and now we can see this was our work so far. Everything is finished, and when we look into our home screen, we see nothing else necessary for today, so we can have a coffee. Let's look at the customer. So here there's the email account of the customer, Mrs. Maria Braun. Let's do, nothing has happened so far. Let's just wait a second to see the email. Yeah, it will arrive there very quickly. So here there's our work order. You see it has changed. Not yet. Now it has changed from green to blue. Blue is completed. If we see at the details, yeah, we see it's closed. As attachments, we see, for instance, the checklist and the service report. So we also could retrieve the details from here. We also see the time and material journal, so the efforts and other stuff John has recorded. Let's go to the detailed view so that we see everything that John has recorded in terms of efforts, expenses, material, whatever. Here we have the complete overview. So time for traveling, time for working, and additional expenses. Yeah, that's all great. It even would have been nicer if John would have recorded the material consumption, but for the moment, that's just great, and let's approve, yeah, everything what we have received from John. So it can go further to the ERP system for creating a bill, for instance. And now finally, we also have the mail here from Pumps Incorporated to Mrs. Braun. Let's see, Mrs. Maria Braun, thank you for the service. Yeah, here there is your service report, which is attached. And by the way, how did you like our service? Was it good or bad? Oh, it was very good. Yeah, so Maria also is able to give some feedback here, and thank you for the rating. This concludes the demo of the quick round trip. Much pleasure for the upcoming demos.